Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Look U Hall in the University of Hong Kong. We have a very, very special event today. Basically, all of you, especially you young guys, should become entrepreneurs later. And because we have something very, very special. For the first time, we play basketball in this 100-year-old hall. Just make sure you don't break anything. It's called David Lee from Hong Kong U to Silicon Valley. Let's see who is David Lee. David. Hey,李景輝. David is very young. He has flown back from San Francisco, and he's very young, but he has children already. So what he will tell you is how to start from this place, this hall, and he will tell you he started actually from the roof of this hall, of Look U Hall, when he was a student here. And he got very good grades. He was first-class honors, but that's nothing to do with what he wants, what he does. So he started at the rooftop and then went to Silicon Valley, and today he's back to talk to us about the HomeCourt. So let me, first of all, welcome the students. We have the students, these are our 未來棟梁 and hope. We have 林湖紀念學校、基督教宣道會、宣基中學同埋聖公會、穆秀珍會讀中學。我哋歡迎啲同學先。Welcome. So you will have a lot to learn, but also you are the most hopeful people. I hope some of you will become the future David Lee, or even more important. So we have the cable TV today and a 南方周末, and then they will record the event, and maybe 10 years later, you will be the one standing here, okay? So we have David Lee. We also want to welcome our Faculty of Engineering, the Dean, the professors, Dean Christopher Chow. He will talk to you later with his other students and professors. And also we have, from the New Frontier, the venture capital, Alison. Thank you, Alison, for support. And we have also many other departments, including the Development and Alumni Affairs Office, which is my office, and also the TV crew. So they will also put it on YouTube and also the university channel. The other thing is we have the Hong Kong U Basketball Team to help us demonstrate later. Hello. Thank you. We have also our 副校長, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Andy Hall. He is probably the most senior today, but we have some senior alumni and a lot of young people. So with that, I will pass it to my colleague, Lawrence, who will take you through the event today. There will be a demonstration, and then there will be a discussion, and we will also thank the Shun Hing College students who helped do the demo on the YouTube first. So over to you.
Yes, thank you, Bernadette. I'm Lawrence, the manager of iDendron, one of the organizers of the event. How many of you know HomeCourt or tried HomeCourt before? Okay. Yeah, the NEX team, of course. You guys made it, right? Never mind. We have, before this event, we have also invited the Shun Hing College basketball team to give a really quick trial of the HomeCourt app, and the Shun Hing College basketball team members. They try it out and shoot a video and also have some feedback of the HomeCourt app. Let's look at the video.
未諗過可以咁樣打波，因為成件事變得科學咗好多，知道自己邊啲位會射得好啲，邊啲位會準程度差啲。你可以 replay 翻睇翻自己射波啦，咁你可以見到自己嘅姿勢啊，或者射波嘅時候有咩問題都可以睇到嘅改善翻。
Basically, with this app, you can actually understand where you can shoot the best and where you can shoot the worst. So with this, actually, with practice, then one day you'll become Steve Nash.
Yes, thank you, Shenheng College, for the demo. May I invite David to give a sharing about his story from Hong Kong to Silicon Valley. David, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Benedict. Thank you, Lawrence, for the introduction. It's a great honor to be here. And thank you, Hong Kong U, for setting this up for us, like basketball hoop in a historical main building. I heard it's the first time ever. Thank you. Today is not about the story of me. My story has never been and will never be just about me. Today I'm going to talk about the story of us. A series of short stories that span the last 15 years. Our first startup was founded roughly around there. I'm not kidding. It's on the roof of this very building. When you walk out this hall, you can walk up the stairs and you will have access to the roof. I don't remember breaking any locks at that time, so I hope the roof is still accessible for other startups to be found. It was February 2003. And it's the third year of my 4-year double degree program. There was 8 of us, and we went there for a picnic, eating sandwich and strawberries. And in that gathering, we decided to each of us would try to chip in $2,500 and incorporate a company. And ta-da, Team and Concept Limited was founded. But why are we doing that in the first place? That brings us to the summer of 2003. As part of the requirement of the program, we need to go through an industrial training. That means you need to go to work for a company as an intern. The thing is, we have an idea. So we founded a company. We go sign up Hong Kong U Computer Center as one of our first customers. We go talk to the Department of Computer Science. Can this be qualified as our internship, our industrial training? The department said yes. And we went to the School of Business and asked, can we borrow a classroom as our office for the summer? They said yes. And I go back to Department of Computer Science. Can we borrow a few servers? And they said yes as well. So in that summer, with a company, with a client, with an office, with a few servers, with a team of 5, we start building. We built a community web calendar app. We were in Hong Kong U. Hong Kong U always have a lot going on. And we think the calendar interface is the best interface to help manage your time and discover what you can go to, what you can do. And we think that, departments, association, clubs, and all the event organizers in Hong Kong U can all create the events in this calendar. And students, community members can easily find and register for them right in their very own calendar they use. In that calendar, we would have the click and drag interface to create events. We have a form to create a event registration form. And all of this is done on the web. And at the time, IE6 was considered the most modern browser, and Firefox was still called Firebird. This calendar was built 3 years before the launch of Google Calendar. But I was not smart enough to pull off this vision at that time. It would be great if we just put it on the web and let other people use it and discover it. We did not do that. We went on to sell software licenses in a more traditional way. Fast forward to May 2004 is when we need to graduate. It's when shit got real. At that year was 1 year after SARS. I'm not sure you guys is even born yet, but it's a virus that hit Hong Kong really bad. Hong Kong economy was not good at that time. I think it pretty much like the rock bottom. It was great for us because it's the best time ever to try to convince others to join you in your startup. And I managed to convince 2 people. one of the original 8 co-founders, Reggie, and one of my classmates, PK, to join me to do our startup right after graduation. And we are still working together till this date. Since Reggie's here, I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. In the meeting I will have with him, then we talk about, let's work on this together and let's build this up together. And he said, I met some fortune tellers, and he told me that the years after graduation, the most lucky years in my life, and I'm going to spend these years with you. Wow. Those are the moments that it's always make me happy. These are the moments I always treasure. Thanks, Reggie. Thanks, Reggie, for all the years we spent together. So the staff journey is also always learn to be a better person, become a better person, right? And these are the moments I always treasure the most. Let's get back. And we managed to find a few more clients. Hong Kong U Museum and EAO is amongst our first clients. Thank you for that too. But we do need some money to basically pay a little bit bills so that we don't need to ask for our family to support us after graduation. So we borrowed money. We borrowed money from the lawyers who helped incorporate the company in the first place. Having built a pretty cool calendar app opened a few doors for us for event organizers. We specifically target these people, so we're hoping their requirements are similar enough so we can build a suite of products instead of doing one-off projects. This is how we started. And one of our clients at that time is Hong Kong Arts Festival. They plan the entire event and manage the entire budget, all using Excel. The problem is, only one person can edit an Excel spreadsheet at a time. And they have 20 people, 20 artists to be precise. So we've specially designed a software that looks and works like Excel, but online and collaborative. And they really like it. We take this inspiration and start the creation of an online spreadsheet. The first prototype was built by Alan in a weekend. And he called it Share My Sheet. Wonderful name. And later became EditGrid. We started working on EditGrid in January 2006, shipped it in April. Google released Google Spreadsheet in June. Oh, and the world got a lot more interesting. We were on the race to create a better and more innovative product than Google. And quickly, we have users come to us all over the world and use it. And by December 2008, EditGrid was acquired by Apple. And this time I moved to the US. I spent 8 years in Apple building the web apps for iWork and the collaboration feature sets. Last year, I decided it's time to leave. It happens like this. I text my wife, I'm leaving Apple. And this is what I get back right away. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. I can still feel my goosebumps right now. I remember when I started my first startup, I talked to her and asked for 2 years for me to prove myself that we can do it. He was extremely supportive. And a marriage and 2 beautiful daughters later, let's celebrate. I shared this news with my team. 3 other people decided to join me, leave Apple and join me right away. Reggie, Tony, and Philip. And we co-founded NEX Team. We left without a plan, though. So for a period of 3 months, I would always go to a coffee shop, try to reconnect with the world, and figure out what next. Having spent 10 years building productivity apps, doing something like HomeCourt really didn't hit us as our first idea. In fact, it was not until idea number 15 that it shows up. The inspiration came one evening when I'm playing, when my wife and daughters dropped by to watch me play my weekly pickup game. And in that situation, I cannot make a single shot. So I wanted to convince them that I'm actually not that bad. So But I cannot make my wife watch a 30-minute video of me playing pickup games. It would be impossible to do that. But if I have 15 seconds of me making my game-winning three-point shots, I'm pretty sure she will watch it. And that got me thinking even further. It would be great if we can get my box score and shot charts. And it would be fantastic if I can do all of the above with nothing else but my phone. But why we pick HomeCourt out of everything? I think there are 3 reasons why HomeCourt eventually became the idea that we picked. The first reason is this. I still feel my younger self had the urge to play basketball when I hear this theme song. Man, the influence is real. And second is this court. Adequate office is a CCU's building, and right next to it, there's a basketball court. And lunchtime, we'll go down and play and get all sweaty. And since then, basketball became my weekly routine, and consistently, one of the highlights of my weeks. And it also became the culture of the team. Even like in Adequate, in Apple, Cambridge, we play regularly all the time. And the third is that getting your phone to understand basketball is hard, it's very challenging. And we are joined to the technical challenge. When we get started, we don't know whether we can actually do it. We also don't know whether there's enough big enough market for it. But we ask ourselves, we're going to sink 6 months of our life into this regardless. Are we in? A confirmation or conviction is important because we need a period of time where we can just go nowhere else but forward. We need a period of time where we can just stop questioning ourselves and just put all our energy in to put this off. So we start from scratch. I would drive around and collect passport image like this, proof image like this, and videos. And Tony would come to me and talk to me, hey, we have a lot of videos of you missing. Can you try to make more? And Reggie would drag his wife to a basketball hoop in the name of collecting testing data. And I would also call basketball coach in the area and ask for permission to film their practice. Very often, we'll also rebound for the players. And we probably have rebounded tens of thousands of balls in the course of building HomeCourt. And you see one of the video we post online, that when I rebound enough ball, you start rebounding for Steve Nash. After 3 months, we have a prototype. In 3 months, we got a prototype that works 2 hours a day. It's when you're outdoor and the sun is right above your head. At that time, our AI will be confused by your shadow when you're outdoor and reflection when you're indoor. But it's that time we start showing the app to people and start finding beta testers. And after a few months of iterations, we take the beta public, and that's around the time we met Steve Nash. 2 times NBA MVP, one of the best shooters, if not the best, in the history of the game. At that time, with an early prototype of our mobile post-estimation technology, like mapping your 18-point posture right using your mobile phone. And we showed him that. And he immediately recognized the tremendous potential of how this technology can be used to give real-time, meaningful feedback to basketball players during training. He would often go off his seat and demonstrate to us live how to kind of stay low and his training philosophy, and how to stay low is the core to kind of do your quickness. He's incredibly humble and really willing to teach. We're really glad to have him in our team. And one thing after the other, Steve and I were on the Apple stage talking about exactly this invention. I heard the feedback's pretty good, but when I saw it myself, all I saw was imperfections. Why my hand stuck there, that's not moving? And my wife was the first to point out that you started towards the end. She is incredibly difficult to impress, and it's all what could keep me honest as well. And it's also important to realize that it's an achievement, not success. Building something that's worth the Apple stage is an achievement, but it's not success. Success is tied to achieving the HomeCourt goal to bring utility and joy to basketball players worldwide. We only reach a very, very small portion of them. But we did make some progress. HomeCourt tracked 6 million shots in 60,000 unique locations, 4,700 cities, 130 countries in roughly 4 months. And some users share with us at their location when they use HomeCourt to record their shots. We plot those all on a map. That's what it looks like. Most of US lights up, Europe lights up, in Asia, Japan lights up, South Korea lights up. We'd love to have North Korea at some point. Taiwan lights up, Taiwan lights up, Philippines lights up, go into the area, San Francisco Bay Area lights up, LA lights up, Hong Kong lights up. We built an app that serves all level basketball players, from my 7-year-old daughter all the way to NBA. This is some of the basketball hoop HomeCourt we'll see in a day. We probably have the largest collection of basketball hoop images in the world. Not sure how valuable that is, but we're going to add one more in our unique collection today. That's amazing. We also make a short video from the video that HomeCourt captured. Let's take a quick look. None of the above would be possible without the incredible Adequate and HomeCourt team. This is the story of us. I didn't build the first prototype of Adequate. Alan did. I didn't build the demo that we end up showing on Apple stage. It was done by Jerry, Matthew, Dave, with the support of the rest of HomeCourt engineering. I didn't design it too. John and Ian did. In fact, I was not the one who dreamed the biggest when given opportunity. I thought it would be really cool already if we have 20 seconds of video included in the keynote. And Ian said, no, we're going to pitch a demo that will put you and Steve on stage. And we did. Every turn, we'll try to do our best. It doesn't take too many iterations to reach world-class quality. And this is just the beginning. Together, we're going to keep doing the best work in our life, serve the world with our creations, and try to be a force to create the future. Thank you. Now let's transition to a live demo and let HomeCourt speak for itself. Thank you.
Yes, maybe we now have to invite 3 HKU Basketball Team members, Chen Hao Lam, Li Hao Hin, Yang Jiawei, come out, yeah. You guys, yeah, take off the coat.
All right.
You guys are really privileged to play the basketball in Lukyu Hall.
So to use HomeCourt, actually, like you can just hold up your camera like this, hold your phone like this. And when you tap start, if the court is less improvised, you should recognize his line directly. It's not, so we just like tap it and set it up. Yep, take some shot.
Degrees. On. On. Three. Three.
Yep. So get really tiring easily, So let me stop this and put it on a tripod so that I can show you more of the feature. So you can see basically the AI keep tracking the hoop already. That next. And now let's demo what we've shown on Apple stage, the real-time shot science. That tracks 6 metrics for every single shot the player takes. Now start shooting from free throws maybe. Now.
On. 52 degrees. 52 degrees. 53 degrees. 50 degrees. 49
So
degrees.
the importance of, like, say, training a free throw is that you need to be
degrees.
very consistent.
40 degrees.
In your shots.
50 degrees.
And having this real-time feedback basically help you to be more consistent. So you know, oh, this is how I make my shot, is at this angle. Can I replicate the angle every single time? And the app is there to give you the feedback of that degree.
50 degrees.
Yep. Can you try
49 degrees.
do a higher arc one?
Degrees.
Try to go higher. You
55
can see the
degrees.
system recognize, basically track that, and just give you,
53 degrees.
and you can find out, which degree I'm more consistent, which degree I feel better. And when I hear that feedback, actually you know. And once you say, I want to hit 52 degrees all the time, and that's how you want to train.
56 degrees.
Focus, hitting 52 all the time.
58 degrees.
So now let's change to another shot type.
51 degrees.
Let's do layups.
.1 miles per hour. 5.9 miles per hour. 5.8 miles per hour.
Be careful. So you can see the system recognize he's doing a layup now.
2 miles per hour.
And sometimes when you train
9
for
miles.
layup, you basically want to replicate game speed. Yep, it automatically changes to
6.5
it's all
miles
recognized.
per hour.
Yep.
6.5
See?
miles per hour.
It's just like give you the idea of like, I want to be like running that fast when I'm doing my shot. So that real-time feedback also gives you that. I want to train game speed, and I want my layup to always hit 6 miles per hour or up. And then this feedback will give you exactly that. So when you train, it's very important that, when I'm doing this, I want to be consistent. And when I'm doing certain kind of shots, I want to be like always doing the game speed, right? Otherwise, you will be wasting time, because if you're not training game speed, you're not doing real time training. Now let's try to do catch and shoot. Catch and shoot.
Miles per hour. Miles per hour.
So when you're doing catch and shoot, the more important thing will be your release time. Because when you're not
1.1
shooting fast
seconds.
enough, your defender
1.1
closes out on you,
seconds.
and you cannot even put up your shot.
1.5 seconds. 0.9 seconds.
See his hesitation?
1.3
It will take more longer time already.
1.3 seconds.
Try to shoot faster. Stephen, I would say if you stay low all the time, you will be able to put up a shot faster. Try to do that.
0.9 seconds. 0.9 seconds. 0.8 seconds.
See?
0.7 seconds.
All right.
0 points. Second.
Thank you. That's the real-time soft science. Apple couldn't bring a basketball court to the stage. Hong Kong, you can. Thanks, Hong Kong, you again. And I have one more thing. So basketball is not just about shooting. It's also about ball handling and reaction time as well. So we have a new thing called dribble workout. Let me show you some AI magic. So the training of this thing is basically you would need to stay in athletic position and training your reaction time, your hand-eye coordination, and we basically replicate the famous tennis ball drill. So when you are dribbling, people throw a tennis ball, you need to catch it. This is really training how you react to the environment and not focusing on a ball, and this is how you train dribbling. Look at the connection, it's a little bit weaker, but you roughly get the idea. We're trying to use AI to create a new kind of experience that users have never experienced before. And that's the magic of technologies. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, HKU Basketball Team. Really amazing. Yeah. Yes, before we move to the next session, because we have full house now. So full house for what? For group photo, right? So it's the best time for group photo. May I have some of the audience at the back to stand up so the photo will get more lively, and the basketball team members can stand up and hold your basketball. Like, this is the only time you can play in Lockyer Hall, right? This camera first. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Can I have this? Like, because this is a home court and basketball event and also technology event.
Yay.
So more lively, yeah. Another camera here, because we want to take the photo of the basketball court as well. This is really a special one in Lockyer Hall. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And then we'll have the representative from Faculty of Engineering to talk with David and learn more about his technology and also his story. Yeah, I will pass the mic to the student host, Henry Wong, final year mechanical engineering students.
So shall we have Professor Cho and Dr. Jo Yun? So thank you for HKU Basketball Team for the demonstration. It's really amazing. And I believe we have the best basketball team in Hong Kong universities, apparently. So for this discussion session, we'll have some questions for David about his journey. And we are honored to have Professor Cho, Dean of Engineering, and Dr. Jo Yun from EEE, Electrical and Electronic Engineering, to have some questions. And I'm Henry. I'm the president of HKU Machine Learning Society. So maybe Professor Cho, do you have any questions for David?
Sure. I'm the oldest one among the four of us, so this is why I was asked to ask the first question, David. I also got my degree from Hong Kong U Engineering, so I think I know the thinking of our graduates quite well. Even though you mentioned that in year 2004, the economy was not so good because of SARS, but I'm sure that with a first-class honors degree, you have a degree in business, you have a degree in engineering. I'm certain that if you were willing to go out and find a job working for a big company, I think it's not too difficult. And I'm pretty sure that you're able to do it. And in fact, most Hong Kong U engineering graduates at that time, they would be looking for a comfortable job with reasonably high pay in a big company. So what made you choose a very different path, going into a startup with a lot of uncertainty ahead of you?
I have my mic, so yeah, should be fine. Thank you for the question. I don't know, maybe I'm stupid. I did not really think too much about going out, find a company, and because I always want to create my own thing and really follow my passion. And this has been my consistent theme in the last 15, 20 years, trying to do the best job, I have an idea I want to pursue, and try to do whatever I want, whatever need to be done to pursue that. I went through the trouble and basically gave up some potential big company offer internship already. I think do not go to the interview and spend a summer together. And that summer was a very important summer. And thanks for Hong Kong U feasibility again that I can actually, that is a qualified as an internship. That's thank you for that. That is very important. Because in that summer, we create something we're proud of. And that set the bar for the next thing they want to do. And really enjoy working with people that the team that we found already. And it's just so natural that, I want to keep doing that. And that takes us to graduation. Yeah, instead of trying to kind of find money, find a comfortable job, and I borrow money instead and go through the process of talking to my mom, talking to my wife, girlfriend at that time, and ask for 2 years. That's just great. When you make that decision to trying to do something yourself, and basically everything just fall into line that this is what I want to do, and just create a path yourself. And kind of like that, I just like that experience, that feeling of doing that.
But before you went to Hong Kong U, have you ever thought of becoming an entrepreneur?
So I think not yet. In the first year of my study in Hong Kong U, I went to participate in some business plan competitions. I've done a lot of these kind of competitions now. And we managed to win a few. And I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it. We write a business plan that we have no intention to follow through.
Okay.
And I don't like it. That gives me a really bad feeling. So next year, I say we will write a business plan, but this time we're going to follow through and do it till the end. And it's that the thing that we actually create in a year 3 in the summer is an idea that we have in a year 2 of my study. Yeah, so this basically is maybe because of that, then I want to I don't like it, and that's what I like more. And every turn you want to do what you like better, and you end up where you wanted to be.
But do you believe that there's something in the curriculum here that make you move into that direction, or it has nothing to do with the curriculum at all?
I always want to give credits to Hong Kong U and giving me all the flexibility, because I kind of try to distort the curriculum a little bit so that I can do what I want. And maybe that's the flexibility that Hong Kong U gives me, right? I would say, yeah, if the school business did not, you cannot have have a classroom. If all these turns that the Hong Kong U do not give me the support, do not say the yes, not being my first customer, cannot let me do my own, found my own company, work for my own company as an intern. If none of these flexibilities is there, and I don't think I would ever have the chance to be here today. I just don't think that would be a chance.
Very good.
I see. So what about Dr. Zhou Yun? Do you have any questions?
I would like to ask a question. That may be also the concern of most of the inventor. Well, before you have a HomeCourt, you have, as you said, you have invented at the grip. But during that time, I think the potential competitor is Microsoft, which is a giant in the market. And most likely, they may have a team that can implement all the features of your app. Well, so at that time, how your team tackled this problem or facing this fear? such that you have a quick success at the end?
Well, like a lot of things that we do never driven by fear. When we start having adequate first prototype, then I show it to people. People that don't mention Microsoft first because Microsoft moves slow. They mention Google. In fact, it's actually Google who basically follow through. 2 months later, they also have a product that put in the market there. And doing that is actually good. I think the thing is that you follow your passion and you try to solve a big problem. And like, really rare case that you will get killed by a competitor. And when we do something pretty new, and the end up is like, oh, everybody want that too. Like back to the adequate time, and you will say Ray Osi talk about adequate. Like Microsoft will talk about adequate. Like, wow. And yeah, so I think the thing is just like trying to do the best job, and regardless Google or Microsoft, you try to be better. You try to be really solving users' problem. You're trying to, like HomeCourt, bring happiness to the end users. And when you can do that, you will have a position in the market. So I did not, honestly did not think too much about that. Like,
a follow-up question is that you have to make a very good choice to stay or to leave, right? Or you have adequate before, and then you move to the HomeCourt. So how you make this decision? Why don't you just stay in the adequate, and which may make a next hit better than a HomeCourt? So do you have any hints to the young innovator how to make such a tough decision?
So, well, adequate got acquired by Apple, and then we are owned by Apple for a period of 8 years. So, like, and we keep basically following through on the adequate rate. Basically, we build the iWork web apps for Apple. Like, we become one of the team that can build online productive web apps. Like, only 3 teams can do it, like Microsoft, Google, Apple, and we were the Apple team. Yeah. Basically, we essentially build the Google Docs for Apple. And basically, to leave is a decision where, like, oh, like, it's about time. A few years later, I would get too old. We get too comfortable. So, then,
I see, David. So, we are also honored to have Vice President Research, Professor Andy Hall. Do you have any questions?
Let me ask the obvious questions. Many people, when they look at the apps, look at all these, they find it fascinating, basketball. But there are people who want to play other games, tennis, soccer, for example. So they will ask you, can you use similar, can you translate this? Can you refine this into another game? And if you can do that, why not? If not, then does it mean that you have to start all over again with all different techniques?
So, first thing I want to say is that, like, yes, a lot of people get in touch with us and ask for, like, can you do it for my sport? Like boxing, like soccer, golf, yoga, tennis, pickleball. I need to research what pickleball is. And all kinds of like requests coming in, needing on a daily basis, asking us, can we do this thing for us? And at some point I say, oh, there's so much noise here. And like, honestly, to get started, when we say, oh, doing AI with this thing, and like, oh, there's most obvious is golf. Market's bigger, people have much more purchasing power. I did get myself a bag of golf clubs and drag myself into a driving range and hit a few balls. I say, wow, I cannot do this. It's not my passion. And I think like what I want to say, let's be focused and do what you're passionate about. Be successful. Basketball is also a huge market. Like there are 450 million people playing basketball. Can we make them happier? And if you're not achieving that, and then we diversify, then at the end of the day, who are we? What are we doing? So we focus, and focus to do one thing really well first, and then we think about other things. But it's not really in my mind right now.
So thank you, David. I can smell a lot of opportunities here in the world of sports, right? A lot of startup opportunity. So I have a question. So, a lot of people heard about Silicon Valley, right? It's like a magic place, entrepreneurship, like billion industry, having a lot of startup. So I would like to know more about your personal life in Silicon Valley. Can you describe your typical day in Silicon Valley? What do you do at work, and what about after work? Do you play basketball or what?
I do have a time to play basketball weekly. After I have my kids, I move it to 9 p.m. late night so that my kids all slept already. And I have my personal time, just play basketball with friends. So typical life, I don't think it's very different. Like I wake up and I go to work, and like having debates with Alex and my team members, argue with another person in Hong Kong, like later at night. I don't think it's not very different. It's just like you work as a team and you create things. And I think regardless of Silicon Valley and Hong Kong, it just can be the same. Yeah, you need to drive. In Hong Kong, I ride MTR. I still ride MTR to office. You see me there and just like a normal, typical Hong Kong person, just because like MTR is more convenient than driving a car. So I don't think it's a lot different, right? It's still like the typical life, and startup would be a lot more engaging. Like I would go back home and around 6, and we would hopefully spend some time with my wife and kids. But sometimes my wife discovered you're not there. You're thinking about something else. And just a typical like startup founder's life where you would super engage and find some time to disengage and and give some time to your family.
So family matters, right?
Family does matter. Yeah. I like making my wife and 2 daughters happy. It's also created some of the best moments in my life as well. And when I like create this app and I can basically play basketball with Chloe, my my older daughter, 7 years old. When I see her like asking for the app, and like, I did not tell her like I created this app. It's just like somebody created this, and she found out later. And she would ask for this app. Oh, can you record me shooting so that I can basically make my streaks and we see my highlight video? And when we do the triple workout thing, she had a lot of fun and keep asking for it, and to the point where like my wife said, no, you cannot do it tonight, no more. So those are the moments.
See. So I think, Professor Cho, you have something about curriculum, about HKU. I know there are a lot of AI, machine learning going on in HKU right now, right?
We ask you another question before I move on to comment
sure.
on those, because the two may be relevant. You received your education in Hong Kong, and then you are now working in the U.S. I believe your kids are also studying in the U.S. now.
Yep, they're born in the
Have
US.
you noticed any difference in terms of education comparing Hong Kong to California? And it seems to be that the Bay Area or Silicon Valley are generating more entrepreneurs, so to speak. Any particular reason that they are doing well in this area, or I'm wrong?
Well, when they have a cluster, and the cluster attract talents and people. When they have a big company making so much money, they just like acquire the talents from all over the world. And when there's a cluster there, entrepreneurs also come. Basically, they can say that they acquire entrepreneurs from all over the place as well. Like I could be one of the examples, right? The education, wow, it's like so much more laid back there. Like I can say, wow, like my daughters, I actually don't really need to work too hard. To the point that I'm a little bit worried. But like it was just a different lifestyle, I would say. And I think sometimes like just let kids enjoy more and experience like nature more, have more free time so that they can do what they think they like, is something that I would treasure. Like my daughters just have all the time in the world doing all the other things. Like, they want to draw, they want to it's not part of anything. And they just having so much more time. When I like compared it with some of like the kids of like my Hong Kong colleagues and say, wow, like there's a lot more work to do here than my daughters. So I cannot like say which is better. I think somewhere there need to be some kind of balance. But like I'm there already, and kind of like they would control what the atmosphere would be, and I would just like follow the flow there.
So if I invite you to be an advisor to Faculty of Engineering, what would be your advices to our curriculum so that we are able to add more values to our graduates and also to attract more high quality secondary school students to join engineering?
Good question. This is your problem, not mine, though.
This is why I need to recruit you as an advisor.
Yeah, I would say just let the student take the initiative. So take like, we're going to keep asking what the passion is and try to relate those things to the project. Like, it's always like this. I always, when I am doing my degree, I basically keep asking, can I do this instead? Not that, this. And I think that's like you can just turn the ball around and like just feel free to do whatever you want to do. Sorry that it's really slip up on my head. Just like encourage them to follow their passion, and like it's remotely related to what you're teaching. Great, like go do it. I think that with the flexibility, I would always say like this was the flexibility that I asked for, like take us here today. So just making flexibility a requirement that you need to be thinking about your own thing, finding your passion, finding what you're passionate about, and try to kind of make an attempt to solve that problem. And when you taste the quality of your work, I can actually do that because I'm passionate about that. And that will set the bar for the next project. And it will set the bar for the next. And as I said, it doesn't take too many iterations that you will see, wow, this is a world-class quality thing. So that would be my advice.
Do you think that we should increase more hands-on project opportunity for our students rather than asking them focus more on lecture-based education?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like you have less, like meaning that like I always recall that summer that I spent with Reggie, Tony, and a few others to create the calendar. It's the most important summer because this will be a time that like we're so focused in doing this thing and try to kind of make it the best possible, right? And if you're gonna drag me into doing some homework that I need to do, then I have less time. And I make a lot less progress in my 4th year because I need to do so many other things in school. So if you want to get a really trained entrepreneur, just give them the time and let them focus, guide them to do quality work, and I think it will be like the way that we want trained entrepreneurs here.
Very good. I think this is also the way that we are moving along in Faculty of Engineering by bringing more innovation-related elements into the curriculum. So this is something that we really want to move on. I think your advice is very useful to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you, David. I'm sure the students here today definitely benefit a lot from your sharing. And also, I'll say it's the best time to join engineering, especially in HKU. So before we open the question to the floor, maybe we can have Alison Chan from New Frontier. New Frontier is a venture builder hosted by Anthony Lin. Right.
So New Frontier is a venture builder investor, and it is founded by Hong Kong U alumni, Anthony, and myself is also Hong Kong U alumni. So thank you, David, for sharing the very inspirational story, your story. So I'm interested to know, like from here, then what is your plan? Because you mentioned that getting on the Apple stage is just an achievement, but not success. What is your definition of success?
Well, our definition of success is pretty simple. We want our creation to bring utility and happiness to basketball players worldwide. And at the moment, we're only reaching a small portion of them, and we want to reach all of them. And basically make basketball more fun. We talk about bringing the E in esports into traditional sports so that people get outside more. We heard that like there are more people playing NBA 2K than people going outside to play basketball. We had more people playing FIFA than going outside to play soccer. And do we like that? I don't. I want to kind of see kids like moving, see kids being more active, see kids playing outside, just like what we did. And this is the goal. And if we can achieve that, we achieve success.
So thank you, Alison. I'm sure technology can bring more young children coming out to the outdoor to do more sports with HomeCourt. So maybe now we can open the questions to the floor. Any questions?
Hello, David. My name is Shun. I'm also in BBIS program. So I'm here with Rachel. We are both in the program. So we are very proud. We are very glad to see you because you are our role model. So when in our first year, we will hear your name a lot of times because you are such a distinguished alumni. So my question is, I remember when you first rolled out EduGrid, I actually saw a newspaper report. It's like a decade ago. So you mentioned it's very hard to compete with financial institutions here in Hong Kong to compete for talents. I myself, I will be joining a bulge bracket bank for a tech role also after my graduation. So my question is, how did you convince people to join your company despite they have maybe a better paid job in a financial institution? And second question, sorry.
Okay, I didn't remember.
I'm asking on behalf of a lot of BBAIS students. We all have this grievance that Hong Kong, the environment, the tech scene here is not as comparable as like the Silicon Valley. So do you think, is there any chance that we coders can actually have the same or comparable career prospect compared to like coders in Silicon Valley? Is there even a chance? Thank you.
Okay, let me answer this question first. Like I start remember the second question earlier. So okay, remind me if I go off track and all that. So first of all, as I said, this is not about a story of me. Reggie from BBIS, Alan from BBIS, PK from BBIS, like we have a lot of BBIS people here, to my classmates, that are doing this together with me. So like the credit's for all of us. So it's, it's not just me. Like, yes, I'm the spokesperson kind of, but it's like we did all of us that we come together and basically create this thing together. And regarding the question of like how to convince people to join you instead of like joining financial institute, it's just hard, extremely hard. You spend years having like, I don't know how I can convince Reggie. Maybe he worked with us for a long time and like, well, this guy actually do what he say. And together we think we have a shot to create a future. Maybe it's that, maybe something, maybe Reggie can answer that question. That why? Or Aaron as well. Like a lot of people there can answer that question. Like, but it's just, yeah, if you want a comfortable life, like high-paid jobs, like feel privileged, if you treasure those things, you're not an entrepreneur. And like I don't know. There's like, sometimes you are, some people are, some people do not, right? But I don't know how to convert people into entrepreneurs. And it's not really my job. My job is basically find people who want to work with me and like want to create like the future to join the company. And if you're really attached, or really drawn to those things, then I think like the conversation ends there. But if there's a chance that we talk and we work together and we feel we can do great things together, and that's the chemistry that basically draws people to us. And once you have like something that people think, wow, this is really cool. And we also having inbounds every day that like people want to join HomeCourt team because they see this as the future that we're creating. So once we have like there's a cluster of talent that attract talent. It's a cluster of like innovation that attract more people who want to be part of the team. And the critical thing is to create that. And that's why I always go back to that summer that we with all the facility Hong Kong you give us and the support of Hong Kong U departments, that we'll create the first thing. And that's a cluster that attract like people. And that's basically where everything started, is that summer. And trying to think about what to do in that summer, in a summer. And if you can create something that great, then you will have a shot. And the third question is a Silicon Valley question. It's a big difference there. Like I always have philosophy that like every cities have its top talents, and if you can gather those talents, you can do great things. There's no disadvantage here. Like EduGrid is started here. The entire team is from Hong Kong, and and we basically take that to a global stage. Yeah, so it's not just privilege here. You were sitting around maybe a little bit easier. A lot of things just like closer. There's a cluster effect. Yes, I would not say there's a certain advantage, but don't underestimate like with passion, with determination, you can do a lot of things.
So your passion matters, right?
Absolutely.
So maybe next question.
Thank you. I'm also a BBAI student, so your story is a really great inspiration for me. So my question is that you mentioned just now that HomeCourt is your 15th idea when you were thinking about the new thing to do for your startup. So what's your decision process, or what are the main reasons that made you go with HomeCourt instead of the other 14 ideas?
I talked about the reasons just now. Is sometimes you just like follow your passion, and yes, when I write down the idea, that's the best idea ever. Like happened 14 times. And when we like talk about all these ideas with the team, then there's certain, one of them would evolve and become better. We did not really go through a process of, we do in-depth market analysis, we do like a lot of study of, why this is good, we did not do any of that, honestly. We just follow the passion, mostly. And when we ask the question, we all like basketball. We want to kind of put in 6 months of our life, regardless into this. Are we in? Like, I think that's the process that we went through. And in a lot of cases, you also need to have a little bit of faith, have confidence of yourself, and just follow the flow. Reggie's talked about that too. Like, just pick a general direction and go and follow the flow. And always, it's just like, you think about it too much, just like basketball too. You think about too much, you miss the opportunity. When you have that conviction, let's do this, and you create a path all by that decision alone. So my question is, first sounds like it's just do it. It's the thing. Then, just pick something and go.
Thank you.
So maybe you can pass the mic to him.
So this is Jack. I'm from actually social science degree. So I think things in a more intrinsic way. And I'm really inspired by your sharing because my favorite NBA player is Steve Nash. And he's actually famous not because of his shooting, but because he's passed the ball to help his teammate to achieve success. And also my favorite team is San Antonio Spurs. Mm-hmm. So if you know NBA culture, you know they're team basketball. And I have two questions. The first one is more easygoing. Is there one favorite NBA player of yours? How does he inspire you? And the second one is more down to earth, it's serious. I can see how when you share about your story, you talk about your team, it's all about teamwork, it's not just you, it's a we story. And I think that's how entrepreneur can achieve success. Is when you have a great vision, if you want to do it, you need teamwork to make it happen. So I want to ask, how do you build your dream team?
Okay, two questions. NBA question first. What's my favorite player? That's a good question. I got inspired by like certain players. Like I began to shoot a lot more threes after Stephen Curry. You see my favorite player? Maybe. He's fun to watch. And I like Derrick Rose a lot. I like Jeremy Lin. And I like Steve Nash too, of course. And both Steve Nash and Jeremy now investing in us, so we have some personal interaction with them, and they're amazing. Yeah, I hope I answered the question. I don't have one favorite one, but I like people who like us too. So, Steve Nash, Jeremy Lin. Yeah, I always like have this joke of like, who should I be rooting for the NBA games? And I was just like, did this NBA team like work with us? If yes, I would like vote for them. So I've been rooting against Warriors for a long time because they have not worked with us yet. So, and like this is how I do things. And the second question is the team, right? Spend a lot of time with them. Just spend a lot of time. Spend quality time is how team is built. And I don't have any shortcut there. Each individual is special. And I actually derive a lot of happiness working with individuals and like do the best work with them together. And that's the persistent theme. Like, we are going to build a global brand. We're going to do the best work in our life. Let's make it the best thing ever. Like, it's that conversation I keep saying, let's do this, and and every time, you're just like giving a lot, like the hope of that we can actually do it. Like, if you do not go on with that philosophy, you will never achieve like a high quality thing. So it doesn't come by chance. It's just a lot of work that, when you build a team, then, this real philosophy that like go through, like the whole team believe in this. And you need to be part of that too.
Thank you. Maybe somebody at the back? Yes, keep it in.
Good evening. Thank you, David, for an inspiring story. I'm a registered nurse. I graduated from the University of Hong Kong last year. I'm currently working on a project for screening for dementia with a mobile application, and I'm applying funding for that. So I would like to ask you a very simple question. How do you define your sustainable competitive advantage? Because when you're building application, it's easy to copied, or as your first project, Google just simply built another product in a very short period of time. So how do you define your sustainable competitive advantage? Thank you.
The only sustainable advantage is to keep innovating, keep being the best. There's no other, like some people say, oh, I will file a lot of patents to protect the things. Like if you need to use your patent to sue other people, you fail already. As simple as that. And the startup, patent never protects you, honestly. Yes, we'll file some just for like good-looking shake, maybe. But the only way to basically stay relevant is to keep innovating, keep creating more ways that people can enjoy your work, people can like really use your app. And it's just as simple as that. Like, do I have a sustainable advantage? You know, if we stop innovating, we don't. If we do, we always have a shot. We always have a shot of being the best.
Maybe the one in front of you.
Hello, David. I want to ask a question about the application itself. After we download application and begin taking a video, will the video be sent to the server to analyze or just processed locally?
Okay, that's a good question. We'll answer that question too. Like, a lot of users ask that question too. So the video got processed locally. And you said, but because like you would keep recording video, we will send the video and store in our server. And we respect the user privacy control settings. You want it to be like private just for you, nobody else can see it. If you want your teammates to see it or you want your followers to see it, you can basically turn that switch. But we do not, at the moment, do not process the video in our servers yet. We rely on the on-device like computing too. Basically, we want to do things real time. We do the processing on the device.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you very much. My name is Gary. Graduated from Hong Kong U, and actually, right now, recently, there are many people talking about integrate different subjects together, and you truly integrate, or your team truly integrate the technology in sports science, or human movement. No sensor, just phone. That's very amazing because it's easy to use, and this device helps us to transform the individual coaching to maybe self-directed coaching. So the basketball player can use the device to teach themselves. I may not be correct, but it seems this device still be individualized because I'm working to help the people to train up to be a PE teacher. I'm talking about PE curriculum. Is it any idea to shift or integrate this technology into school so the PE lessons can be upgraded to another level, just like the educational device that you may interest? I'm not talking about other sports, but back to the school. So let the students, children, truly enjoy the sports, not the e-sports. Thank you very much.
Okay. My mom actually gave me a similar idea. Like for the last 15 years, she don't understand spreadsheet. She never use Excel. She don't use computer much. And so when I'm doing online productivity, she don't know what I'm doing. But when I'm doing HomeCourt, so give me advice. Your app is pretty useful, very meaningful. And it can be, if you encourage kids to get active and learn, and just be integrated into PE lessons. It's basically what she told. Wow, they're like, Mom, you actually give me pretty insightful ideas. Maybe we will. At the moment, you can see what we're doing for dribbling already, opening a new horizon of what we can do. It's really tracking people's movement, teaching them how to basically do things do things in some correct way, and hand-eye coordination, reaction time, move at speed. We can, when the phone can understand movements, there's a lot of things that we can actually track and then create value. So like I would maybe we get it at some point. At the moment, like still very focused on basketball, but certainly it can be like used like in I think like a market segment that we like to see us like being able to like serve the most is youth, is kids. 13 to 18 years old is actually the majority of our users, and we are serving them already, and we want to do more for them. Just that this is a great thing to do, and you know, yeah. That I don't have any good ideas there. Like those is like the regulatory things. That's why I always like the consumer market a lot more. That kids or parents get motivated enough that wow, I want my kids to use this together with me, and I can. We are building something basically is on the phone, but to get the kids off the phone to do some physical activities. Like that by itself is very meaningful. And if parents and teachers see this, then we want the app to be spreading like that instead of, oh, we need to go for B2B sales and like, oh, talk to the schools and basically integrate the curriculum. Maybe, maybe not. If we were successful, basically cracking the consumer market, that would be the way that we would tackle the problem.
Thank you. Maybe we can have some questions from...
this gentleman over there, like, he raised a hand a few times and, you know, want him to get the mic.
All right, maybe he can get to ask first. You can just spit.
Well, it's now happening on the phone already.
Yeah, so I mean,
before
you decide, okay, whether we put the video onto the server or do calculation locally on your cell phone, how did you make the...
So we always try to, you know, put those calculations on the phone first, because that's going to give you real-time feedback. The moment that basically you need to do it on the server side, meaning that, oh, the video is not out yet, and I get nothing. Like after the workout, I don't have any feedback. You know, I want to give people real-time feedback on their workout, and that will get you more focused. That will get you like, oh, I wanted to just say, oh, I want to be more consistent on my shot. Then that real-time feedback is actually very important. That would not be possible if you need to always move it to the server to do the calculations. And like we start with, we want to do mobile AI technology. In fact, we've been calling our company a mobile AI company, that we do mobile on-device real-time. And that is like the pretty conscious decision that we make early on, that this is what we want to do. It's not enough at first. It gets better, I would say. It's not enough at first, and I don't know, probably it would not work for if we go into Android, a low-end Android device probably would not have processing power to do that yet. But over time, like device would improve, and like you will be able to do quite a lot on device already, as demonstrated by the live demonstration and just now that yes, the device is powerful enough to do quite a lot, and given time, it can only do more.
Thank you. Maybe we can have some questions from secondary school. It can be in Cantonese if you want.
Thank you. Hi, David. I'm Jason from Sunki Secondary School. We have just heard about your story just right now, and we know that you have investigated your own app, HomeCourt. But have you ever thought about, you have your family and you have your crew, but have you ever thought about what if you fail? And my second question is, you have defined what is success. So what after you have achieved the success you have just defined? What else, like you have higher achievement or what else? Thank you.
Well, this is that's a very good question. I like this young gentleman here. The answer is, you fail when you quit. The short answer is this. That you basically would be, the real, yes, the pressure is high with like all these great talents now in the company. And what if we fail? Like but I tend not to think about too much about that. It's like you are lifting your success every day if you're doing meaningful work with the people that we work on something together that we believe in and put in our great work and enjoy the process and build a relationship, build a team. You're lifting a certain degree of success. I'm talking about the success of HomeCourt. Like my personal success is more tied to the happiness we create, the process we go through, the day and time that we spend with the team, and like building up on those things. And we are all aware of that, the risk that we are taking together, right? And we are all in this together. So it's not like you taking on the entire package all by yourself, and but it's not more like a partnership per se. It's like more like that relationship. So I disappoint so many people. You really disappoint them when you not making the right decisions, not talking to people, not performing, not doing your best, right? And if you do that, everybody see that, they are also part of the process as well. In the whole process, it's like, and I would see people, this is not the right direction. And when people tell me, I would sit down and think, and I would treasure those comments, and did I do something wrong? This is not I would take a hard look at what I decided and try to come back with, I actually have a convincing reason why we're doing this. Or we change direction. Is that just the process we go with your team, and in that process you build trust, and you're achieving certain, some definition of success. And that's important. It's not like, we set out, we fail. It's not like that. It's because you will always, at every moment of time, at every turn, you try to make the best bet. And we try to basically everybody convince that this is the best bet, the best set of bets that the company is making. And we all try to put in the work to make that happen. Sometimes it's success, sometimes it's fail. But the important thing is that you don't need to be right all the time. Instead, you only need to be right once, and you will be pretty good, right? But making sure that everybody is engaged and involved, and putting the innovation, putting the initiatives is the path to actually do that. I hope I answered your question.
I wish I listened to this when I was in secondary school.
Yep, that's one of the most interesting questions.
Maybe next question.
Good evening. I'm Kaden from Sunki Secondary School. I want to ask, do you think anything you can improve on your app? For example, you can add some lesson on it, and the people use your app also can learn how to play the basketball. Thank you.
Great question. You have 20 people there agree with you all the time. And that is yes. We want you, at the moment, the tool is a tool. I will give you a ruler. We're going to measure certain things. And how do I use this ruler? Yeah, it's something that we keep thinking through, and how basically we bring value to people. Not just a tool, but actually delivering some direction, how we can improve. And we want basically how we can make the philosophy of some of our guys, like Steve Nash, and how to basically take it to the app and share with everybody. And we are just at the beginning, as I said. And yes, taking those lessons, integrating into the app, and using the tracking to basically give you can learn, and you can do, you can measure, you can improve, right? This is the learning process that we want basically make it into the app as well. So thank you, and you're preaching to a choir, because those guys would be extremely want to do that too.
Thank you. Next.
Hello, David. I'm Anson from Sunki Secondary School. I would like to ask, besides HomeCourt, do you have any other projects that you and your team are working on? If yes, then what is it about? If no, then why don't you explore more opportunities?
No, we don't have anything else.
Yeah, maybe a last question.
Hello, I'm Haley Shem from
Holy Family Canossian College, and I'm a Form 6 student. And may I ask, what's the difference between engineering and BBAIS? Because I really want to go to HKU for BBAIS for my next year university life. And another question is, what is your perception about girls studying in BBAIS? Thank you.
We need more like women studying in engineering. We need more. Period.
Definitely.
Yeah. So please, if you're considering this career, please, yeah, well, just this is great, it's fun. And we just need more women so that we always think about, wow, what we want our team to represent the community that we serve. So we want diversity. We want people from different places. We want people of different colors. Alex will be agreeing 100% with me there because he's keep pitching to that, like we failed at the moment. We failed badly. Because yes, most of our team are guys. And collectively, we are not making very good decisions. So we need some balance. So, yep. And we work with really smart female engineers in Apple too. They're people, and they can be role models, and just come and experience that. I don't know exactly the question of BBIS versus engineering, and engineering is definitely more challenging. So, and I don't think you need to choose because you can take both, which is a pretty good deal. I don't know whether we still have double degree program. We do. The answer is yes. So yeah. Just apply and you might be in already. Who knows?
Maybe we can take one more question.
Yes, David, thanks very much. That was really very inspiring and eye-opening. I'm Paul Zheng, a retired professor from engineering here. Now, I do not wish to ask a question. I want to make a comment and make a request.
Okay.
I think you have given us more credit than we are due because you repeatedly mentioned the opportunity that was given to you in year 2003 when you were able to do your intern in your own company and write a report for it. In reality, that year was the SARS year, and we are badly short of intern positions. So, of course, that is most welcome. But on the other hand, I think we were sufficiently supportive to the student and flexible, and we're glad we make that decision. I would like to share with you that since then up to now, a lot of things has happened at Hong Kong U. We have been very supportive of the student. You know that we have the we call, I do not call it co-working space, I call it co-germinating space, iDendron, where we help people to get together and build teams like your teams, and they no longer need to work on the rooftop, and we serve coffees and have a lot of facility that supports them. We have Dream Catchers program. We have, in the past 3 years, give away close to $3 million to support innovative ideas of students, even though most of them, if not all of them, will fail. That they have the opportunity to try to realize their dream. New Frontiers is one of the supporters of the 100K program. We run Entrepreneurship Academy. This is the 9th years, the 8th years we're running it. That we provide non-credit earning opportunity for students to go through a course of innovation and entrepreneurships that they don't need to study for grades. They don't have credits, and it's free of charge. And the first year we started doing that, we have 100 people registered. This year we have over 400 people registered. So all these has been changing, and in Faculty of Engineering, for people who are interested in engineering, We have the Dream Lab and the innovation wing that is going to be much bigger to replace the Dream Lab that is to come, is exactly for the purpose for innovative student that is not satisfied just to learn what is on the books and in lectures, but to realize things that are new. Now the request. I think we need a lot more role models, and our younger generation need a lot more people who are in the field, who are innovative, to listen to them, to share with them, or bounce idea against. And therefore, whenever you come back to Hong Kong and visit your family, please consider spending some time with our student. Not with us, not with the leaders, not with the dean, not with the vice president. You can get them to buy you dinner, you know. But spend your time with the student so that they can be inspired.
Yep, I'm always happy to. And I think that's the reason why I'm here, like sharing with students and doing it like for Hong Kong U is because of that reason. I would feel energized when I see young people going out pursuing their dream and want to be like, contribute a little bit to the process. So yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, David. Maybe lastly, Dean, do you have any comment or sharing?
Well, I do. Well, actually, the dean is also a student. I'm learning every day. And in fact, today I learned something really important, which is if you really think that something is meaningful, don't give up. The moment that you give up is the time that you fail. I think this is a very important message. So we should keep dancing till the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you, David. Thank you, Professor Cho. Thank you, Dr. Zhou Yun. And maybe now I can pass the mic to Lawrence. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for David, Professor Chow, and Dr. Yun and Henry. And we're wrapping up and hope you enjoy this event and this evening and enjoy the live demo and also the story of David. And we hope that we can play another sport next time in Tokyo Hall. And also we have more innovators can go to the global stage from Hong Kong U. Yes, enjoy the evening. Thank you.